Well, what's happening today? It's Sunday, and many people go to church to simply regurgitate lies and misrepresentations and misconceptions and beliefs, regurgitating week after week after week messages that have never really been proven to be absolutely true. Regurgitating statements about so-called religion. What's called religion is basically all about human activities and behavior in the realms of money, food, and sex, and relationships. Right behavior. Wrong behavior is sinful, apparently. Right behavior is acceptable and God-given, apparently. Regurgitating. Believing in the Santa Claus God. True religion is that which is prior to beliefs, prior to all this regurgitating nonsense, prior to misconceptions, prior to lies and myths and beliefs, prior to behaviors, prior to cults. True religion is that which is always already the case, represented by the open hand. What is conventionally known as religion, represented by the clenched fist, is nothing but ego satisfaction, egoic attempts to create a better world. It all fails because it's all focused on the conditions of life. Conditions aren't absolute. The conditions of life come and go. They change. And what's correct in one country is not necessarily correct in another country. What's deemed sinful in one country is not necessarily deemed sinful in another country or culture or tribe. Religion, conventional religion, is simply an extension of ego, of me and you. Something to do for the ego on a Sunday morning. Something to do to satisfy one's egoic values. Just an extension, just something special to do, maybe. Because one's conscience is pricked. I feel it a necessity to go to church. All about image. There's no transformation in conventional religion. It just does not transform the body-mind. It does not mature the human being. It does not purify the human being. One needs to realize something greater, the prior state. So you have a pane of glass, there's a window behind me, and everyone's attention is on the dirt and the grime and the smudges and the smears. That's what conventional religion is about. Behavior. The smudges and smears and dirt and grime of the human being. It's not about the clear glass, the brightness of the glass, the shining of the glass, which is prior. The reality is that it's not a dirty window. The reality is that the window itself is always already clean and bright and shining. The glass is not affected by the smears and dirt and grime and smudges. So it's incorrect to keep focusing on all of that, which is the egoic tendencies of the human being. It just doesn't get us anywhere. We do not grow up by simply changing our behaviors. In fact, it creates more harm because we feel superior because we've got a better behavior. We defend our behaviors. We go to war due to our behaviors. The only transformation that is possible is the realization of this reality with a capital R that's prior to each individual's reality with a small r. The small r realities, billions of them over time, is individual, is me, is mine. It's mine against yours. These small r realities, no matter how we see these small r realities, good, bad, or indifferent, can never transform the human being. We are like the clean glass. We are that which is prior to this egoic nonsense. To understand what I'm saying has to be realized. It cannot be believed. True religion points to this which is beyond the egoic nonsense, the mummery of life, the conditions of life. That which is the truth is the already prior state, which is bright, clean, joy, delight, intimate, which is the divine. The divine has to be realized. The divine lives the body-mind. The divine is nowhere else other than here, right now, beyond our egoic nonsense. You can have a glass of water, okay, so you can have 100 glasses of water, and each glass of water has been flavored with a different flavor. And that's what human life's like. We are all, if you like, water, and we've been flavored with our own egoicness. But deep down, or prior to the different flavors, is pure water. The water is still there. The water itself essentially hasn't been changed. So God, the divine reality, is always already the case. It can never be changed. It has never been blemished or affected. It's that which is prior to our individual flavor. That which is always already the case is what is to be realized beyond the mayhem of conditional life. Conditions are not absolute. There is no one condition that can be set in concrete. Conditions, because they are part of the law of conditional existence, change and change and rechange. Paper was once wood, and wood can rot. Nothing lasts forever. It can never be permanent as it is. Never. However, there is something that never changes, and that's reality with a capital R, consciousness with a capital C, the divine state, the divine condition. That is what there is to realize, and it cannot be proven or disproven. It just is. Water is wet, but I can't prove it's wet. Neither can you disprove it's wet. It simply is wet. How do you prove that water is wet? You can't say, look here, I can prove to you that water is wet. It simply is wet, but you can't prove it. Because to prove it, you've got to have something to compare it with. Don't know whether that's a strong argument. But however, God, the divine, is living us. That is what there is to realize. And we are that condition, truly, when there's no ego. Ego is not necessary. Ego simply is an activity which we do not need to do. All the religions and practices are egoic, conditional. The divine didn't make religion. God doesn't make anything. God simply is a state. Water itself doesn't make the rivers and the streams. No matter what I say or don't say, it's an individual realization. It has to be realized there. You have to taste the divine to know the divine, inherently know. My teacher has written so much, and this one essay, which I've just recorded, The Criticism That Cures the Heart. It is definitely a heart matter. To realize the truth is beyond the mind, it's beyond ego, it's a heart matter. Look at the sun coming through. Isn't that lovely? The rays, different colours. You might like to listen to the criticism. What was it called? That Cures the Heart by Adidar Saroj. Thank you for listening. Realize the truth. Realize the open hand disposition. Stop regurgitating all this nonsense day in, day out, day in, day out.